Perfect.
Hi, I'm Dave and welcome to Fore Golf. If you are new here, I make golf videos out of Perth in Western Australia, sometimes further afield. But today I'm at Sun City Country Club in Perth and I'm taking it back to basics. So at the moment I use a rangefinder, use Arcos and various other ways to gauge my way around a golf course. But what would it be like if I had none of those? So it's just pure golf, yardage markers only, nothing else. Will it affect my score? Let's find out. This first hole is usually about 150. Tees are a little bit forward, so I think it's a little bit less than that. But, it's a tiny little bit wind around. I'm going to hit a 7 iron. Try and feel one in. Might be a little bit short, but it's pretty good. That was a fraction short. Not too much though, I mean maybe 8 or 10 metres at most. Not too bad. I've got fairly simple shit in front of me. Got to get off the top, should run out a little bit. Go in. Oof. There you go. Should be a simple little tap in par. Alright, I've got 4 more holes to go. I'll see if I can get all of them done. Okay, so par 5 is 450-ish, something like that, this one. Back up the hill. Quite a big fairway. I'll try and hit it. It's a 3-shotter any day of the week. So let's just keep it stress free. It's on the fairway. Could be the future. Okay, so I am in the fairway. I can see the 200 metre marker way up there, kind of where that fairway narrows. So the only thing really I need to worry about is getting over that bunker on the right and not going in the one on the left. And with 4 iron I can't get to the one on the left, so well, I think I definitely can't. It's miles away. Bouncing up the left side, might have just caught the left rough, but it will be fine. Now I appreciate you've probably reached this point of the video and said yes, but you know this course really well anyway. Yeah, I do, and I often take out the rangefinder or I take out my Arcos and have a look at how far it is to carry a hazard and stuff like that. That's not what this vlog's about. It's about getting a little bit more feel and touch for distances and seeing a shot shape and not worrying about what I've got to clear. So we'll see. You've always got to change your practice up and do different stuff, so worst case, it's a lovely afternoon and I'm out having a nice walk. I'm just about parallel with the 100 metre marker. I can see that it's uphill, bunkers in front. Pin looks like it's quite close to that, so I'm presuming that there's quite a bit of room behind it, so I'm going to hit a pitching wedge. And it looks like there's a bit of space to the right as well, so I'm going to favour the right hand side of the flag. Always going to go that way a little bit, let's not lie as well. Sent out a little bit to the right, but the distance looks about right. So now I've got to try and get up and down. So distance was about perfect actually. I haven't got a lot to go through, so I'm going to cut it. So it's going to move that way pretty quickly. Just missed out on my par there. Started to get up to it and just fell away again. Okay. So this one's par 4. So I've got the world's longest tee. If you saw my Instagram story a few weeks ago, I bought these tees off Amazon and I just bought the wrong size. Plus they had washing instructions, which is just a bit weird. But alright, so par 4. Can't actually see a yardage marker. I know it to be about 380, so good little tip for if you are playing somewhere that you don't know is always hit to where you can see. The left side there, but should be pretty good. Okay, so yeah, that is my one. I'm just looking for yardage markers because I can't see any. Oh, 150 just there. So it's a little bit longer than that. Downhill. Make sure I stay right because I've got that tree in the way otherwise. But let's call it 170 downhill. I'm going to hit a 6 iron, I think. The pin does look like it's at the front as well. So really I want to start this out to the right and draw it back. But then there are plenty of things in life I want. This is pretty well. Is it enough? Bounce short and just got onto the green. Run out to the middle. Pretty good. Apologies if I look a bit flustered. I assure this is not causing me distress. It's just been a pretty tropical day in Perth actually. It's been about 32 with a fair amount of humidity, so I'm sorry. This is not me bragging, I promise. I know there's a lot of you in the world that are dealing with temperatures nowhere near this, but just try and imagine how warm it is that I'm wearing what I am, and this is how hot I am. Not like that. Right, pin was at the front, and I've gone to the back now. Pitch right in the front. Quite unlucky, really. Give it enough. Tester now. About 5 feet. Okay. So, touch unlucky there to make bogey, but it's not the end of the world. So this hole is stroke index 2, so with a little bit more reflection I'm more than happy with a bogey there. It's not the end of the world at all. Okay, so this is one of those where you probably want to know. I'm on a par 3, I know from the card and from playing here many times. It's about 170, but that's normally from a bit further back. Tees it forward. Can't really tell where the pin is. Just going to try and hit a 4-iron middle of the green. That's all we're after. Just a nice strike. That's long. Maybe it was 5, but I really can't complain about that strike. Right, so I did go long. 3 box back down that way. Probably see how far downhill it was. So I'm quite surprised to be up the back here, but I've got loads of green. I'm going to try and fly it about halfway and let it run down from there. Just visualising the spot about halfway. Thinking about throwing it there. Not done too bad. It did check up on that first bounce a little bit, which I wasn't really expecting out the rough there. Okay, still a little bit downhill. I'm seeing it moving a little bit to the left. I'm not even lining them up today. I'm just going purely on feel. Maybe I should do that all the time. Save my par. With 1 hole to go, I am basically on my handicap. Get off me. I'm basically on my handicap. So, it's not really hurting me at the moment, not having access to the technology. But par 5 next, I usually get a shot on it, so let's see if I can beat my handicap by getting at least a par here. Alright, so par 5 to finish. Probably can't quite pick it up. Maybe I'll show you on the drone. There's a lake here, and I'm presuming that I don't know the golf course, and I don't know how far away that is, right? So it looks like driver could get there if I hit it really well. So I'm taking that out of the equation, and I'm hitting my 3-wood. See how we go. Looks like there's quite a lot of room to the right as well, and not much fun down the left. So try and go a bit more down the right. And that's running away nicely. Now, it'll be interesting to see how close to the water I am with that and whether I could have hit driver. Okay, so as I walk up to this and try and keep an eye on that so I don't drive it into the lake, I can see now that actually, if I turn it that way, I do have, so there's a little bit of room there, but honestly, if I hit driver, that probably would have come into it. Honestly, if I'm looking at the card somewhere I don't know, for 450 metre plus par 5s, I'm not really thinking about getting there in 2 anyway. So if I hit driver, all I'm going to do is bring the water into play and be a tiny bit closer for a layup. Right, so part 1 done. The ball is dry, I avoided that. Now I've got to look at the green. Got a bunker left which looks to be about 30 or 40, maybe 50 metres short, and then one that's green side on the right. So I can just see the 200 metre marker over there, so I'm at least 15-20 metres back from that. So I'm kind of thinking that a 7-iron, which for me goes about 165, 170, should leave me nowhere near any of that trouble. If I go for it, I suppose I could end up in the green side bunker, maybe. That's kind of best case. I'm definitely not getting on the green because of the way it's uphill. So, sounds good in theory, but in theory, communism works. So, let's see how we go. I'm basically aiming at the bunker that's on the right. A little bit nervous there for some reason. Backed off of it. Did it pretty well. Got a little bit left. And it's just come up level with that bunker on the left, so I'd say that was pretty well done. Okay, so yeah, just on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 metres off that bunker from back there, so I think it was pretty well judged. Got about 50 by eye. I don't really know how far it is, and obviously there's no markers. Once I get that, I can see the red marker back there. There's more distance between me and here and there, so it kind of makes sense. I'm closer than halfway, so I'm guessing I've got about 40-ish, something like that. It's uphill though, so I'm going to play it more like 50, that kind of number in my head, and just try and hit the middle of the green, and see where we go from there. Go a bit. Oh. Just made it onto the front. I should have a putt. Alright, as you can see, just made it up, which is just as well because it's quite a long way down into that bunker there. But, it's back of the water hole. Let's see if we can make a putt for birdie. Alright, it's uphill. It's going to move to the left a little bit as well. Definitely want to make sure it gets to the hole. Don't want to leave birdie putts short very often, or ever. Oh, wow. Well, I went for it. Now I've probably got a tough putt. Alright, so actually I'll get in a bit closer. So I made my 5, and that beats my handicap. So through 5 holes, as I just put this away. So through 5 holes, yeah, it didn't make, in fact, that's a nice backdrop, isn't it? We'll go with that one. So through 5 holes, I actually beat my handicap by 1. No measuring devices, no apps, anything like that. Just purely working on feel. And yeah, look, I mean, I've made videos about apps that allow you to track stats, and I think they're hugely important. I guess sometimes it's just as important to come out here and play without any of those and just go on feel. If you did enjoy the video, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel as well, that is always an option, and also to ring the bell to be notified when new videos come out. Dave from Fore Golf from Sun City Country Club. See you later.
Perfect.